In this video, you are going to learn about what to do after you fail the exam. Don't stress, your tips are coming right now. My name is Ebahi and I am a claims adjuster. If you're watching this video, I'm sorry you failed, but listen, I'm really not that sorry because it's just a test. Remember, it's just a test. And I have at least 3 tips that you can take with you on your next attempt. Speaking of next attempt, your first step should be to try to reschedule your exam for as soon as you can retake it. In some states, this is going to be the same day. I know Indiana lets you do that. However, in some states, you might have to wait 2 weeks. Georgia is one of those states. But if you failed your test, like the last 2 calls that I took during my office hours, if you failed the test, go ahead and retake it. It's the pass rate for this exam is only about 69%. The trick is not to give up. Take the test again. I mean, why not? People who take medical exams and things of that nature, they take it multiple times. Don't be shy. Have the courage to retake this exam and start by scheduling your exam. Now, if you are able to take it that day, especially if you got like a 69, immediately retake it. I'm sure you're going to not only be able to re-answer your questions, but you probably know a couple questions you actually got wrong. Most of the tests are scheduled with 3-hour time frames, so if the test is 2 hours, you at least have an hour to go in and look at whoever gave you your program to be able to say, okay, well now I can look up this information and I can go get it right. And like the questions of the test are fresh. They're not going to be the same questions, obviously, right? However, some of them might be the same questions, and you have the best chance to succeed when you take this quiz or take this exam immediately after you just took it. Next step, now let's say you can't take it the same day. Let's say you have to wait. Well, during this waiting time, why not go back and do more practice questions? If you're watching this and you haven't taken your exam yet, and maybe your exam is in like 3 or 4 days, I want you to be taking practice questions. No matter what type of standardized test you're taking, you have to get in practice in the right mode, in the right mindset, in the right environment for taking tests. Here's a couple of things that I heard from the last individual who called me and said they had trouble with the test. They got a 69. Well, number one, they really felt like the process, the check-in process was, he said, a little bit like strip search. I didn't necessarily feel like it was that bad, but they do take a lot from you. You can't have anything on you, nothing on your purses or in your pocket. If you're planning on reviewing flashcards or any type of study notes before you start taking your exam, get that idea and flush it down the toilet. In fact, take it behind the bar and shoot it because it's a dead idea. As soon as you walk into that facility, they're going to have you go through the check-in process. It's quick, and they're going to have you lock up everything that you brought with you. You are allowed to take breaks, but you are never able to go back to your locked up items. The only thing that you'll have available is your ID. You don't need a calculator, pen, pencil, none of that. You will also have your picture taken. Also, you are not going to be the only one in the test center. There's going to be other people taking their nursing, firemen. Every exam that your state gives is given by either Pearson VUE or Prometrics. You'll find out your results immediately after the test. You will complete your exam and then you'll go out and they are going to give you your results. More than likely, if they give them to you, like, here you go, you didn't pass. But I mean, everybody is going to be different. Don't sweat that. And I will swear though, if you pass, you get your results right there on the screen in Georgia. But honestly, I don't remember. For New York, they gave it to you right on the screen, and then you'd get a nice, little printout that you passed. Now, I have some videos on what to do after you pass your test, but let's get back to what happens when you fail your test. Next thing, don't let this hang over your head and don't think this is the end of the road for you, because there are companies out there that will provide training for you to be able to help you pass your exam, as well as help you find jobs too. So look into those, and if you want information about that, text me in the comments below and I'll be happy to explain all of that. Side note, when you're rescheduling your exam, it's just the same exact process as you rescheduled it before. So if you feel like you're not ready to take your exam, you have 3 full business days to reschedule and still be able to hold that fee that you paid to take the exam. So you won't have to restart your exam. Here's some other things. The exam is going to ask you questions like, which of the following is most likely to, okay? But they'll also ask you questions like, which of the following is most likely to not, which means you have to say, okay, well, that's a positive, but it doesn't do this thing that the question is actually asking me. So you have to think of what they're asking me and then figure out which one is it not. That can trip people up a lot. The term assignment, make sure you understand that. Also, they do use most likely, least likely to not, which of the following is a big phrase that they use on the term. So if your reading comprehension isn't the best, make sure you compensate by taking as many practice questions as you can, so you can start to read the questions very well. Also, don't automatically try to jump to the answers when you're taking practice tests. It's very important to read through the entire question before you read the answers, and then read through every single answer. Then go back and read the question again, like just that last question part, not the whole scenario. These questions can be tough. They're going to be tricky. Nobody's going to give you the questions that are on the exam. One, because they're not available, and two, that would be cheating. So you have to understand the concept of the test, or the concept of the question being asked, and then use your knowledge and reasoning to best answer those questions. If you need help, of course, I'm available. The best time to reach me is Fridays from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. and I live in Georgia, so that's Eastern Standard Time. Also, don't be afraid to give your course provider a call. Make sure that they know where you are in the process, what you're struggling with. They have instructors to help you. So even if you're taking your class online, why not give them a call and ask them everything you want to know about the industry? I mean, didn't you pay them money, right? You paid them a fee. And it's not just for the exam, it's your entrance into the entire industry. And while you're studying, you need help to either pass the exam, schedule the test, to know what to do even after. So now that you can get your license, so all that your paperwork is right, which states to get, they should be able to help you too. So if you're not able to reach me, try giving them a call. Now, for those of you who live in states where you don't need a 40-hour course, I'm afraid I'm not really knowledgeable on Michigan, Louisiana, and that part of the rule in Florida. I am more familiar with you taking a 40-hour course and then taking an exam. So in Louisiana and Michigan with your self-study programs, I don't know. I have no clue on what to give you for an outline or anything of that nature to help you study. So my last and final tip is, if you failed your exam, do not stop studying. Don't stop studying for one day. Just go ahead, stop yourself, press the brake, and retake that course. You need to take that exam. Now I have a question for you. Actually, a few questions. Number one, when are you planning on getting your license? Number two, do you plan on being ready by this storm season? And number three, if you have passed or if you have taken your 40-hour pre-licensing course, when are you going to take that exam? There's a lot of people who want to be in this industry, and those test times are very limited. Leave it to those who are ready to take the exam. Now, this has been a quick video. I hope it did well for you. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Let's go adjust.